Assaf Mischari is the head of research at Team8. Assaf and his team make sure that we are thinking 2 steps ahead of the people that are thinking 2 steps ahead of today's attackers. And Assaf will be speaking about AI, or artificial intelligence, one of the biggest trends today in technology, and then what it means to cybersecurity. Please welcome Assaf Mischari to the stage.
So, a short story. About a year ago, I was trying to schedule a meeting with a friend of mine that works in the Valley. So he introduced me Amy, his assistant, and we've started a very long email exchange trying to fit in the meeting in his very, very busy schedule. And Amy was polite and Amy was professional up until the moment she suggested we should have the meeting at 3 in the morning. This made me take a second look at the emails, and I've noticed something that I've missed before. Turns out, Amy is AI, and I've been fooled. Now, today, of course, AI is all around us. It's the way Uber dispatches driver. It's the way Facebook creates our newsfeed. And if you listen to what Google said yesterday, basically Google said you should buy my mobile device because it has a better AI. No longer about the camera or the CPU. Now, there are some people who are saying, like Elon Musk and Bill Gates, that we should be afraid of AI, but we can say that currently, largely their impact on our life has been a positive one. But what about AI and cybersecurity? So, currently, when an attacker, a good sophisticated attacker, is facing a new technology, our basic instinct is trying to find cracks, things that I can use or abuse. For example, 60 seconds after I knew Amy is a machine, I wrote an email saying, Amy, drop tables, trying to see if I can erase things from Amy's memory. This is the basic instinct that we have when we see new technology. So, currently, state-of-the-art of AI in cybersecurity is, of course, anomaly detection, which basically means that we are going to teach an algorithm, a machine, to create a baseline of good behavior in order for the algorithm to detect in the future what is going to be considered anomaly or anomalies in the network. And actually, the first crack we see here is in the process I just described. We need to train the algorithm. Now, today, our networks are so complex and unique that the only way we can actually train the AI is put it in our own system for a few weeks, let it run on our data, and create a baseline. But by doing so, we are actually assuming that there are no bad actors currently in our network, which in very large networks is rarely the case. So what we are actually doing is we are risking letting the algorithm mark bad behavior as good behavior, allowing whoever is already inside your network to continue doing whatever it's been doing without getting detected. But even if we could create a network that is perfect, without any attackers, to allow the AI to learn, we have a second problem. Think about what your day-to-day action of your IT team. They're accessing computer, installing software, accessing databases, using privileged accounts. This is exactly what I, as an attacker, want to do. So as long as I can mimic exactly what your IT department is doing, there's going to be a very hard task for an AI to differentiate between what is what is IT and what is a malicious actor trying to mimic your IT. Basically, I'm saying that for AI, if it looks like a duck and it moves like a duck, it's a duck. And differentiating between malicious duck and regular duck is really, really hard. But the biggest crack I see as ex-attacker looking at AI is actually right in the name, anomaly detection. As security professionals, we are not worried about anomalies. We are worried about malicious actions. And anomalies does not necessarily mean malicious actions. Actually, in most of my investigation into anomalous behavior, it turns out to be it's a very rare but benign behavior of some legitimate user inside the network. This is going to create a very high rate of false alerts, create noise, spends money, spends time, lower the confidence of your security team in the system, and it's going to prolong the reaction time to new alerts, which is perfect for the attacker. Now, all the different techniques I just talked about are the same if I'm trying to fool an AI or if I'm trying to fool a human being doing the same job exactly. Let's talk about the future. In the future, attackers might take the attack directly to the algorithm itself. A small example, think about a game of poker. Winning in poker is less about the cards I have and more about my ability to predict and influence what the opponent is going to do. Let's do an example from the different field of AI, of computer vision. OK. This is a picture of a panda. I know it's a panda. You know it's a panda. Google AI image recognition is 57% sure this set of pixels is something labeled panda. A researcher that knew exactly how this network was trained created this noise image, amplified here about 100 times so we can see it, and added it to the image. The result looks for us human beings exactly the same. But for an AI, or image recognition in this case, this is a completely new set of pixels. And since they were very carefully pre-calculated, this time Google AI is recognizing this image as a gibbon, and in 99% assurance. Actually, the researcher has shown that in 85% of all images, he can control what the AI is going to label without humans seeing the difference. Notice that the attack did not occur while the attacker tried to make the panda look like a gibbon. This would fool a human being. No, he attacked directly the information gathered in the training sequence of this AI. Now, turning a panda into a gibbon is funny. And turning a school bus into an ostrich is even funnier. But the risks are going to be much higher when your autonomous car recognizes this stop sign as a freeway entrance sign. Now, of course, AI is going to get better. And some of the faults we just talked about are going to be either resolved or minimized. But the thing we need to remember is that any new technology that we're going to introduce, even technologies for the defense side, could be abused and used by the attackers. And AI is not an exception. Thank you.